Well, hey guys, my name is Jamie Sullins, and if you are watching this video, you are probably in my downline somewhere, and we can talk about what that word means in just a little bit. But I wanted to go ahead and get started today. I know we have a lot to cover, and I wanted to just go ahead and get started. This will be recorded, so I'm going to go through a lot of information super duper fast. Just know that this will be recorded and I will share it on my YouTube video. So if you miss anything at all, no worries. You will be able to access this information probably starting tomorrow. It might take me a couple days to get it uploaded. First things first, I just want to say welcome to Scentsy and welcome to the Scent Therapy team. We are so super excited to have you. And I will say that you have possibly made one of the best decisions of your life. My decision to join Scentsy ranks right up there with some religious decisions I've made and the decision to marry my husband and have my children. So it ranks really high for me because it truly has changed my life. I want to tell you just a brief bit of my story before we get into this training, just so you know a little bit more about me and why I'm worth listening to in a discussion about your Scentsy business. So I have been with Scentsy now for a little bit over 10 years. I joined in October of 2008. So quite a while ago. I have been doing this for a really long time. When I started with Scentsy, I was a teacher by degree. I taught special education, early childhood in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. I had a class of all autistic students, and I absolutely loved what I did, but I knew that I was not a very good mom while I was doing that. The reason for that is I spent all of my energy on the kids at school and my kids got my leftovers, and I knew that wasn't what I wanted. But honestly, I wasn't looking for something else. I knew that God had decided that I should be a teacher. He gave me the skills to teach. But Scentsy kind of fell in my lap. I was using the product in my classroom, and a lot of the other teachers were wanting some warmers, so I decided to just hostess a party. There was no business in my mind, just hostessing a party. Hosted the party, and it was kind of stupid for me not to sign up. It was over $600 in sales, and at that point, you can recoup your startup costs in a party. So I signed up. I really didn't intend much. I just signed up because it was dumb not to. And I wanted to make like $100 a month because I really like to shop, and it just wasn't in the family budget. I started doing that very quick, and all my friends were getting kind of jealous at how much I was going shopping. So they started joining my team. A year and a half into it, I had replaced my teacher salary, so I stepped away from the classroom, and I've never looked back. So I've been doing Scentsy full-time for over 9 years now. So I know what I'm doing. But I've also been right where you are. I had to start with the starter kit just like you did. There was nothing magical to what I did. It's just the baby steps of starting a business. So let's jump right in. Like I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of information that I'm going to cover. Feel free to take notes, but know that I am recording this and you'll have access to this information later. So first thing, the first thing that you want to do after joining Scentsy is to jump on your workstation. Now, you hopefully already know what that is, but that is basically your workspace as a Scentsy consultant. You will have been assigned a consultant number. You'll need that, and then you have chosen a password to get in there. And we're going to look at your workstation in just a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it for a second first. The first thing I want you to do is to put your picture on your website. Now, a lot of times people go, oh no, I'm not putting my picture on anything. But it is super important in your business. The reason for that is when people are searching Scentsy websites, They want to know who they are purchasing from or possibly joining their team. They want to know that you're a normal person. They want to know that you're a real person. And there are qualities about you that many people can find commonalities with. So I don't care if you're Marilyn Monroe. I don't care if you're the furthest thing from Marilyn Monroe. Put your beautiful face on your website because it is going to be super powerful in the marketing of your business. So do that, do that, do that. The next thing I want you to do is to put your story on your website. Now, you might tell me, I don't have a story. I just got started. You have a story because there's a reason that you chose to start this business. So put that on your website. Maybe you've been using the product for a while, so you already love the product, and you have some goals, and that's why you started a Scentsy business. So make sure that you put that on your on your website through your workstation as well. So your photo and your story are very, very important. The next thing that I want to tell you is tell everyone that you have just become a Scentsy consultant. Now, you probably already know that the majority of people know what Scentsy is. And as soon as they hear that you've decided to be a Scentsy consultant, chances are you're going to make some people really excited, and they could possibly start giving you orders right off the bat just because they're so excited. So make sure that you are telling everyone that you sell Scentsy. The next thing you need to do is blast it out all over your social media, whether you are a Facebooker, an Instagrammer, a Twitter person, Snapchat, whatever your social media fave is, I want you to blast it out there. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later about the do's and don'ts of social media marketing, but the first thing I want you to do is just tell people in your social media world that you've decided to be a Scentsy consultant, because that is super important too. Then you need to schedule a launch party. Now, launch parties can look very different depending on your life. Honestly, I believe the best launch party is an in-person launch party at your home. I don't care if you live in an 800 square foot apartment or a 3,000 square foot giant house or a mansion. I don't care, because your launch party is going to be your closest friends and family. They don't care how big your place is. They don't care if it's spotless or not, because they love you. They love you already. And these are the people that you want to be with you at the very start of your Scentsy business. So get that launch party on the books. Now, your sponsor is going to be a really big help in your launch party. I see Leslie watching, and Leslie, we're going to talk about this one-on-one a little bit later. But your sponsor is going to be a huge help for your launch party. Ideally, your launch party should be within your first week or 2 weeks at the most of your business starting. So if an in-person launch party is just absolutely not possible at all, sometimes that does happen. If that is an absolute cannot happen, the next option would be an online launch party. And that is definitely something that can be done. But I will tell you that Scentsy is best sold in one-on-one interactions with people, with people right in front of you. We know that this product is a sensory product. There is something about smelling those testers that has power and makes people want those products. There is something about seeing the beauty of a warmer that makes people want one. There's something about seeing how soft and squishy and cuddly those Scentsy buddies are that makes people want them. So in-person launch parties are best. Online launch parties are second best. But you definitely need to be looking at doing one of those very soon after starting your Scentsy business. Next, I want to talk to you guys about where do you go for help. Now, like I said, I started with that starter kit just like you. The difference is you have something that I never had, which is this right here. I'm self-taught in this business. I did not have anyone teaching me anything about this business. I joined on my own. I did not have a sponsor helping me, and really it wasn't a big thing for digital training and things like that. So I figured out how to run this business on my own. That being said, you have so much more than that. So this is kind of the chain of command, or where to go for help in your Scentsy business. The first person that you should contact anytime you have a question is your sponsor. Now, the one thing I want to say about that, I have sponsored hundreds and hundreds of people in this business. And a lot of times when I find out that one of my newbies had a question maybe 2 weeks ago and they didn't ever ask me, they usually say, well, I know you're busy and I didn't want to bother you. But guys, let me tell you, it's your sponsor's job to make sure that you understand how to run this business. Now, let's say your sponsor is brand new and they know nothing too. That's where the upline comes in. I used the term downline earlier. Now I said the word upline. So you're going to kind of think of your Scentsy family as a ladder of people. Your upline are people that have been in the business longer than you, that are in your lineage, kind of like a family tree type thing. Your downline is anyone that you've recruited or they've recruited. And so those are those terms, upline and downline. You have upline to help you. Your sponsor is your first one, but then there's always a chain after that. So first person to go to is your sponsor. The next place to look for help is your workstation. And like I said earlier, we're going to jump on the workstation. I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys a little bit of that in just a minute. The third place to go is the team Facebook page. Now, hopefully you're already added to the Scent Therapy team Facebook page. If you're not, look for it. Jump on Facebook and just type in Scent Therapy. I do have it blocked where not just anyone can get on there, but just request to join. There's a couple questions for you to answer, and then I will accept you being added to the group. This is a safe place to ask questions. There is no dumb question because we've all started right where you're starting. So just feel free to ask any question that you have on that page. We just work really hard to keep that page. Really, there's 2 rules on that page. Keep the page positive. It's a happy place. There's enough negative poo-poo stuff in this world. We don't need it on that page. So if you have something nasty to say, message me personally or just keep it to yourself because we're not going to blast it out on that page. The second thing is we're not doing searches for product on that page. There are other pages for that. If you have a customer that's looking for a discontinued product or something, there's other pages for that. That is not what our team page is for. So that's really the only 2 rules on there. If you want to get on there and tell a little bit about yourself and how excited you are, do it. If you have a question and you can't get a hold of your sponsor, jump on there and ask the question because chances are someone's online at that time that can answer the question for you. Okay, and the fourth place to look for help is your director. I might be your director. We have a couple other directors on our team, Anna Hughes, Delinda Lyda. We've also got Kelsey. We've got Roseanne and Kaylee. We've got Steph. We've got a lot of directors on our team, and every day we're getting new directors added to it. So your director is a great place to go. Guys, I'm here for you too. Reach out to me, but make sure you're using those other avenues first. Okay, let me jump on here, and I want to do some screen share for you guys. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this. I know I've done it before. Oh, I probably should have looked at this before I invited you guys on here, huh? That would have been a great thing to do. Oh, I know I can do this. I am so sorry, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign in real quick. I don't necessarily want you guys seeing all my private info. So let me get signed on, and then I'm happy to share with you guys. Okay. I want to do screen share. Yes, that's it. Okay, hopefully you guys are seeing my screen now. Nod yes. You seeing my screen? Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, so let's look. I didn't click over here on the home button because that would show a bunch of my private information. But just know when you go to that home button on yours, you're going to see your stats really for the month. You're going to see some numbers. You're going to see a countdown of maybe some incentives that you're working on. We'll talk about those incentives in just a second. But that is basically where all your need to know info is. So now I'm on the news tab. This is a super helpful tab on your workstation. It is updated Monday through Friday, and this is where you're going to go for all important information. And I'm not going to take the time to click on any of these down here now, but you can see right now that we've got something about Mother's Day bundles, this Go Big and Build Your Team, super, super important stuff. So there's a lot of things on there. I encourage you to check that at least every couple days and see what the new info is. On account right here, the next tab, it's going to show my address, but you guys can mail me Happy Mail all you want. Mail me a check, I don't care. So on this page of your workstation, it's going to give you a couple super important things. One is this right here, personalize my website. So that's what I was talking about earlier, that I want you to go there, add a picture, add your story, all that good stuff. Your website is free to you for the first 3 months, but after that, it's $10 a month. And it's going to automatically be pulled out of the credit card that you paid for your kit with. If you ever need to change that credit card, this edit button right here is where you would do that. Now, this is super fun stuff right here. Scent of the month and warmer of the month. So that subscription is way, way cool. And I would highly encourage you to consider at least the scent of the month, if not both of those. Now, Scentsy has, I'm going to stop that screen share for just a second because I want to tell you guys about this. Scentsy has, can you guys see my face? All right, good. We have a scent of the month and a warmer of the month every month. So right now we're in May, or yeah, no, we're in April. Guys, it's almost over. But April, this is our scent of the month. It's a cute little strawberry basket. In May, coming up very soon, it's going to switch to this, the cowboy hat. Now, what this subscription is for the scent of the month and warmer of the month, you can choose which one to do. If you do just the scent of the month, it's $35 plus tax and shipping. Mine comes out to be $43 even, but it might be a little different depending on your tax. You get, I'm trying to think how many bars. I believe it is 9 bars of the scent of the month. You get a pack of these scratch and sniff stickers. You get 50 of these flyers. You get a room spray and a party tester. Now, the way cool thing about this is you get it before it launches. So it's not May yet, and I already have these because it runs on the 15th of the month prior to when it comes out. If you don't subscribe to that, you cannot purchase any of this stuff until the 1st of the month. So if I didn't have my warmer of the month subscription, I couldn't have this awesome new scent until May 1st. Like, meaning I couldn't even order it till May 1st, which means I probably wouldn't get it until, you know, May 5th, 7th, somewhere in there. And I want my customers to have this in their hand the day it's available. Now, I said it's a subscription. It is. So you plug in your credit card information. It automatically ships to you on the 15th of the month prior. But what's really cool is, let's say your finances are a little bit tight one month, you can go in there and turn it off at any time. But just know that it runs on the 15th of the month. So if you need to turn it off for the month, you need to turn it off before, I'd say probably the 12th, to make sure that it stops. Now, I told you there were 2 options, scent of the month and then warmer of the month. So scent of the month, $35 plus shipping, plus tax. You get all that good stuff. If you want to add in the warmer of the month, that pricing is going to change from month to month depending on the price of the warmer. But same thing, it's gonna run on the 15th of the month, so you would have it to show off to your customers a little bit early. Here's the really cool thing, guys. This is a tax write-off because it's a display item. And usually I use my scent of the month for my hostess gifts. I always make samples. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot about samples, but I just want to touch on it. The way I do samples is felt samples. This is a piece of felt. These you can sometimes purchase from the Scentsy family store, but it doesn't have to be the cute little Scentsy shape. It could just be a square of felt. I put the wax. I use a Wilton chocolate melter just because it's faster than putting it in the warmer, and I can put a couple bars in it at one time. You could just use a warmer at first. Drop some of the cubes in the warmer. When it melts down, drop your felt in there, use some tweezers, shake the drippy drips off, and put it on a sheet of wax paper. Within a couple minutes, it's gonna be dry. I put it in a little jewelry baggie, and then I put a label on there that tells my customers what the fragrance is. Sometimes if I'm being super lazy and I don't wanna print up cute labels, I just use my scratch and sniff stickers. That's what I did last month. I didn't have time to make cutesy labels, so I used what I had. I used what I was given. Guys, there are tons and tons of videos on sampling Scentsy products, so I'm not gonna go into any more information than that, but just know that you can do that. So that is one thing that is super duper cool about your scent of the month and your warmer of the month. So let's jump back here to my workstation, go through this a little bit more. You guys. There we go. Okay. Right over here, social profiles. This is one thing that's super helpful with social media. You can hook your Pinterest account right in there. You can hook your Facebook account right in there. Now, a caveat with the Facebook account, it has to be a business page. You see here that it's my business page. You cannot hook in a personal Facebook page. The rules for a business page is if you use the word Scentsy, it has to say independent consultant. So notice my business page is called Jamie Jo Sells Wax. It doesn't have Scentsy in the name at all. If you decide to say Jamie's Scentsy page, it would have to say Jamie's Scentsy independent consultant page. So just keep that in mind. Anytime you're using the name Scentsy, you need to make sure that you are adding on there independent consultant. All right, I think that's it for the basics of the account tab. Contacts is a super awesome tab. I want to encourage you to spend some time in the contacts tab, adding in all kinds of email addresses. I'm gonna pop off of there because I don't wanna share other people's private information. But on the contacts tab, you can just add in new contacts, put in as much information as you have for them because having their addresses, their phone numbers later is super helpful, but the main thing you want to make sure that you have is their email addresses and that you click newsletter subscriber because Scentsy is going to automatically send a Scentsy newsletter to them every single month if their email is in there and if it's clicked that they're a newsletter subscriber. So that's your contacts tab. Let's jump over here to orders tab. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here because there's other videos just on how to input orders, but this is the happy little place that you're going to do all your magic work of inputting those orders. The main thing I want to point out to you is this cool thing right here. Scentsy Success is a super fun place on your workstation. That is where you can find all the cute Scentsy things, the shirts, the cups, the tablecloths, all the things. My warning to you is it's super excited when you get started to buy all the things. But I want to caution you on that because I want to see you making money before you start spending a lot of money on this business. Now, you have most likely spent anywhere from, say, $39 to $99 to get your business started. I would encourage you to recoup that expense before you go spending a lot of money on Scentsy Success. Perhaps you could even set little goals for yourself. Maybe for every party you close, you can add on a Scentsy Success item to that order. So just keep that in mind. Way cool things on there, but don't blow all the money you're making on Scentsy Success. Okay, I am not going to click on this. Well, let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to click on that, but I'm not going to open any of this. This video right here is going to walk you through all the basics of your reporting tab. that is not going to be a,
the sales reporting section.
oh, I'm like, who is talking? But it's actually that video. So I'm going to go ahead and click on something else. The reporting tab is where you're going to go, especially once you build a downline to track what they're doing and look at all that stuff. There's other trainings on that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time there. The events tab is just that. This is where you're going to sign up for the events. I would encourage you right now to start looking at attending the Scentsy Family Reunion. It is the last week of July, and it is in Austin this year. Super fun, big tax write-offs, and a vacation at the same time. So look at doing that. Incentives. Guys, we are right in the middle of the Slingshot incentive. And even though you just started, you still have plenty of time to earn this incentive. So jump on here, look at some of the information about that. Business references. This is a super awesome place where you can find all kinds of information on your business. Marketing tab. This is where you can find some way cool graphics for whatever you want to do with those. Now, why we linked up our Pinterest and our Facebook earlier is because I can share straight from here. Let's say I want to share, okay, this is our new collection. So actually I'm going to share it straight from here. The No Limits collection, I can click that link. Your link has been copied and I can share it right onto my stuff. And then also it's going to link right back to my workstation so people can buy it there too. Communication. Honestly, I never use that. I just use my own email. A couple other things I want to show you up here. Training center is super important. Tons of cool videos up there. And then also consultant support. If you have any problems with your account, if you have any problems with products, if a customer needs to replace a product, anything like that, that is where you would do that. Okie dokie. That was a lot of information really fast, but like I said, this is recorded. You can go back and see it later. You're going to have access to it, but that is a lot of information. The best thing to do on your workstation is just spend some time playing on it. You're going to learn the most information just by playing on it. And trust me, you can't break it. You can't break it. You can't mess it up. So play around with it, click away, read away, tons of info there. Let's talk about goals because I love goals. Setting goals is how I am where I am in this business. Now, the main thing about goals is we want baby goals. We want little bitty goals. That way you can accomplish them and then move on to the next one. The first goal that you have in your Scentsy business is your shooting star. So your shooting star, I'm going to find the flyer super duper quick. The shining star, shooting star. See, I'm trying to do too many things at once, friends. Shooting star is your first 15 days in your Scentsy business. If you sell 500 in product in your first 15 days, you can earn the shooting star. 500 in your first 15 days. So let me share with you what you're going to get in that shooting star kit. Here we go. You are going to get a warmer, a mini warmer, 2 Scentsy bars, a diffuser, oil, Go Pods, Go Solid, Scent Circle, Scent Pack, Buddy Clip, body wash, counter clean, dryer disc, sand soap. Guys, this is tons of product. It only costs you $200. But this is, guys, those diffusers alone are $130. This only costs you $200. Here's the really cool thing. You earn it in your first 15 days, but you have 90 days to purchase it. So like I said, make some money before you start spending all your money. So if you need to wait a little bit to order that, that's perfectly fine. I would highly encourage you to get this kit when you earn it, because it's a great way for you to be trying all the products that Scentsy makes at an affordable price. Here's what's really cool. It costs you $200, but you're gonna make commission on that because it's 200 PRV. PRV is how your commission is figured. When you first join, you make 20% of your PRV. As soon as you sell $1,000, it jumps to 25%, it never goes back down. So if you sell $1,000 in your first month, our commissions are figured monthly, so you never make 20%. You just make 25% if you sell that 1,000 in your first month. Our commissions run the first of the month to the end of the month, and they're paid on the 10th of the next month. You will get a pay card that money is going to be deposited to that pay card. It didn't come in your kit because they need to keep it a little more secure. It'll come separately from your kit. You can keep the money right on that card, or you can go into the pay portal. There was a link for that on the top of your workstation, and you can have that deposited into your bank account. That's totally up to you, however you want to do that. Okay, so your first goal was your shooting star, $500 in sales in your first 15 days. I already kind of hit on goal number 2, and that is to hit certified. That is $1,000 in sales, and there's no time crunch for that. The only time crunch is how soon do you want to be making 25%? Because as soon as you sell that $1,000, you promote to certified, you make 25%, it never goes back down. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is sensational start. So this is for the first 70 days of your business, and it is a leveled program. Let me pull it up super quick for you and share it. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. I'm definitely not a computer guru. Okay, so here's Sensational Start. 70 days of being a Scentsy consultant, and it's a leveled program. So on the left, you'll see the requirements. Level 1, 1,500 PRV or 500 PRV and 1 active frontline. Active means they've put in at least a $200 order, 200 PRV order. So that means that they're active. For that, you would get $50 in product credit. You get a really cool pin and a certificate. Level 2, 3,000 PRV, or, oh, it's telling me we have 10 minutes left. Or 1,500 and an active frontline. You get way more stuff, and you could see level 3. If I am your director, you're going to get a copy of this in the mail from me. So don't worry about that. You'll see that. Okay, so those are your goals, your first 3 goals: shooting star, certified, sensational start. Let's talk about marketing super quick. I just want to hit on the basics of this. Like I said earlier in this video, person to person is best. Getting those testers under people's noses is the best way to sell this product. You can sell product on social media. If you do that, I would encourage you to share how you're using Scentsy in your day-to-day life. There's tons of cute flyers out there, and occasionally a cute flyer is fine. But make sure that you're not bombarding people on social media with Scentsy, because they'll unfriend you, and then you've lost a possible customer. Make sure that you're talking about how Scentsy is fitting in your life. You're talking about how you're using the product. You're talking about how this business is something you can do with your kids at home. So just don't be a commercial all the time, but just talk about your life and how Scentsy is fitting into your life. You can also do events, state fairs, smaller fairs, craft shows, things like that. There's tons more information and videos about that. You can do fundraisers. Again, tons more information and videos about that. If you have specific questions, go to your sponsor, look for some videos, reach out to me. Brand yourself, whatever that means to you. Brand yourself. Grab yourself a Scentsy shirt. Super affordable, a Scentsy keychain. Guys, using your Scentsy pay card to make purchases is awesome branding and great advertising, because it's blasted with Scentsy right on that pay card. And people can say, oh, do you sell Scentsy, when you go to pay for something? Brand yourself, brand yourself. Don't delay on building a team early. I see some people watching this video live that have already jumped on that, and I'm so, so proud of you guys, because the quicker you build a team, the quicker you're going to be successful in this business. Yes, we are a sales business, but more than anything, we are a people business. We are in the business of changing people's lives. As cliche as that sounds, the avenue of selling fragrance products can be an avenue for change for people. It's kind of like that saying, oh, I'm not going to have kids until I'm ready. You're never ready for kids. Never ready for kids. And you're never going to be ready for a Scentsy kid either. But just grab you one. Grab someone to join this journey with you, because learning new things is always more fun with friends and with family. So get them on board with you, and know that your upline is going to be super helpful. If you don't know the answers, you know where to find the answers, and that is with the help of your upline. So build that team early. Let me touch just a little bit on taxes. There's tons of videos on tax prep, and I am by far anyone like a tax advisor. But let me just say, save your receipts. Anything you purchase for this business, save that receipt. Start tracking your miles for any driving that you do with this business. If you're going to meet a hostess, if you're going to meet a customer, if you're going to meet a possible recruit, track that mileage, because those are write-offs as well. There's tons of more information on this, but I just like to tell people super early, save those receipts so those don't get accidentally thrown away. 3 things that I want to hit on super quick before we finish. Use the products. Use all the products, because your customers are going to ask you, and I want you to be able to give them honest, firsthand advice. Use those products. Study the catalog. Understand the catalog. Know what products come in what fragrances. Know that some products have different size options that they can purchase. Know the differences in a Scentsy Go and a Scentsy Go Solid, in case someone asks you. Guys, you have just started a business, so you have a little bit of homework to do. And the first bit of homework is to study this thing right here and be able to quickly flip to a certain section of the catalog for your customers when they have a question. But just know this catalog like the back of your hand, and always have one with you. And the last thing I want you to do is to follow up. I wish someone would have taught me follow up right at the very start of my business. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail now on that, but just know I want you to be following up with your customers. So the main thing you need to know now is that you need their phone number and their email. Those are super, super important. And I would highly encourage you to look at getting the Maven app. You are going to get information about that from Scentsy. It's worth it. It is so worth it. It's $7.99 a month. Get it. And you'll thank me later. Just trust me on that, because it is the easiest way to follow up with your customers. Guys, we're out of time on this video because this website stops me at 40 minutes and I'm at 38. But I know some of you guys might have questions, so I'm going to end this meeting. And on our Facebook page, I posted a link for a second Zoom video. So I'm going to jump over to there. Give me a few minutes. If you guys have any questions for me right now, I want to jump over there and be able to answer those for you. But I'm going to end this one right here. Guys, thanks so much for joining me, and I hope that this has been helpful for you.